Hello, hello. Let's see if this works. 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 Audio test. Let's see if this works. Okay, that seems to work. Very good. Let's put this away. You can leave the stream chat on the other screen. All right. So, maybe I should add a to-do list. Let's add a to-do list. So, what do we need to do? We need to fetch GHC from GHC CI. Let's make this a bit smaller. And we are at step 2. Mostly. Oh, I should test the stream chat. Very good, that also works. Alright, so what do? We need to track this, right? GitLab artifacts, we track the time. And the commit SHA, right? So, how do we get the, right, I have to open the documentation on the other side. Oh, actually, I should probably do this on the main screen. Let me do this way. We're using GitLab Haskell, and there's the commit type. And we need the SHA. The commit ID, I hope, is that. This was commit ID. Commit ID. And that is fine. And then let's print this for testing. Let's run this. So currently the way it's set up, it looks for, yeah, that looks right. And should we record, what else should we record? Should we record the description? Let's record the commit title as well. Then let's return this. Okay, we are actually not done yet with something else. So we need to actually make available the commit. So let's write a new helper function. Also, I should publicize that I'm streaming. Sorry for those delays. Right. Did this work? Blue Sky, I don't have many. I'm no longer on Twitter. I used to have some followers on Blue Sky. But it's really not much. Alright, get unpack and get this. Okay. Let's make these two things. And that is file path. And then we have, right, so what do we need to do? We need to, what's this? Where was our wonderful girl? How do we key this? Do we key this by job ID? Let's see. We need to do we want to unpack this in. What would be the target folder? Let's make it based on the job ID. Alright, we should probably then what was this function again? Get just the folder. I think this is the right one. Yeah. Now the question is, well, we'll see. We'll see. Or do we? Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah. Let's do this slightly different. So up here we compute this. Let's put the artifacts also in a specific folder. This. And then the target path can just be effect folder. Maybe I should log it in the chat. I don't know, so people can follow along if anyone cares. So yeah, this is all already parameterized, so that should just keep working. And then we can make this take and this can item. Oh, let's leave this. This is a file path. Maybe I should just use your OS path instead. We unpack into destination folder. We unpack into the destination folder and we get it from the artifact target. And that creates something like this. But we do know the name here, I think. Yeah. We will just hard code this path. I'm putting all the constants at the top, so there's at least some sanity here. What do we call this? I hate that I'm mixing string and text, but what can you do? Well, I could also always use text, but since not everything uses text, that kind of is miserable. Right. So this will and then we do another record extract file in the destination. So this is a bit hacky. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find forgot how to get the path from this. I think we have to do something more fancy here. Create process. Right. Right. Let's do this. Let's use this here. This is not my strong suit, so bear with me. Do we just execute this in Haskell land? That's also kind of annoying. I think I will just call to find. Let's write this like a shell script. How do we... an easier way to create this recreate process. That's what you need. And that will give us extract. Oh, XF. This is unpacked, and then we find dot main. Maybe just yeah. So I think the output should be just that. But that will be a relative path, which is what we don't want. And so we will, there's like make absolute. And then we can actually, we can just do this. So we don't actually use properties anymore here. GHC. Right. Let's see if this falls over now. I think it should re-download the artifacts now. Oh, which is okay, okay. All right, that's good. That's good. I did not check this yet. Right. What was this? So what we want to look for is so we want to catch I know. And if it's an IO error, there was was there not a is file not found error? What was that again? Not found. Is this an IO thing? No. What do we do then? We also download artifact. Why is this an error now? I hate pass errors. Did Oh, maybe I should take the... No. Why is this on? Oh, right. Is this okay? What was that type IO exception? Okay. Maybe I'll just do this instead. Why does this not fail? Oh, I need to make the folder as well. Let's see, Coleman page. Ideas. While this runs, I can clean up the code a little bit. What do? We want to what do we pass? We run this, and this should return. No, actually, no, it's okay. Maybe that should take this as argument. And then we can say this is this. And here we can say and it all is a bit more sane now. Right. That should not re-download now. So it should be quick-ish. Yes. And so we can also change this data over, so we want those. And this should all keep working, except for re-downloading once again. Just checking something on the stream. I do not stream often enough. That's good. That's good. All right. It's still downloading. That's okay. Right, and then we can call here download the artifact. Download artifact. And that one. And that. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's okay. Is that okay? That's okay. That's okay. Why did this fail? Is it not -C? Oh, I know why. Oh, that's. I think -C, like -F, needs to be followed directly by the file. I keep forgetting this. Right. I guess we should probably just always do this. It's cheap enough. Should we? Right. And then it should also not ask. That's why I don't enjoy working on a O-heavy code, all those little bits. Why does it still ask? Is it not safe? Hmm. That works. That works. Why does this not work here? Oh, it's the unzip command that fails. Right. So if we use this, then we can, like now say unzip -d. It should ask, okay. But if I say -o-d, right. Okay. One more thing resolved, and then what do we then return? Right, so run. Later on we will avoid calling those code paths and things that already exist anyway. Did this not unpack GHC? Well, that's wrong. That path. But I think that's because we forgot to include this here. Right. Code that makes people cry. Don't tell anyone. This will probably fail down the line, but hey. Oh. And that should now just give us only the path. And then we can say this. And then text. That import it. Right, like that. Next step is we want to have do we want to drive this? Guess now I have to think about this. Because I want to store the artifacts in the database. The ones I already downloaded. But I think that should be driven by some other module. Like here. So what do we do this then? That calls. That should we should probably define an app monad now. Let's just use. For now, let's just use IO. That's okay. Then we can have one app. Why does this? Oh, what is what we call ground. Okay, that's already going legs. Let's just add the logo now. Then we have that's this one here. Then we want this to be what's this at? Why does it? Was it like this now? Why does it? Wait. Oh, that's what's wrong. I was confused. This error message I find really confusing. Okay. Can I derive monodiode this way? I almost never work with those things. I think we need lift IO, yeah. And I think this should just be lift. Did not. Not so fast. I'm having a brain fart moment. We'll do this later. So this is state T will have a lift monopile. State T is a monad trans monad, and that means we have a lift monad. So we do need to import monad trans, I believe. Expected. This is it? No. Oh, right, because we have this new type. Oh. Can we derive monad trans? Probably not, right? Right. give it an instance. I think this is it might be surprising, but I think this might be the first time I actually have to define a monad stack like this. Usually I just write a monad type myself instead of using a monad stack. Maybe I should just do that. I don't know. Well, maybe let's treat it as a learning experience. Oh, right, so I need fmt if I want to do this. Right. How do I lift IO in this? Can I lift IO in this? Maybe I just enter embarrassment and do this differently. And make this type parameters. Let's use this. And then this is the but then we need the argument, so this is right. God, I shouldn't have done this on stream. I'm better in poor in poor code. Yeah, run state T does exist. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Right. Then what does it not like? Oh, it takes the action first. Is that it? But then it gets but we need exec state T or something. Eval state T. The difference between eval and why one is eval and one is run seems arbitrary, but maybe my English just isn't good enough. Right, and with this we can have instance long, and we will probably need for one we need to import this, but then we need types and flexible instances, I guess. What is that there? Why is this? Oh, the types. Let's define this like this. Right, and now we need flexible instances. And then we have to define what does this need again? Minimal complete definition, nothing. What the fuck? That's not. Oh, this is logging effect, right? Monad log. We need log message. Methods. Right. Monad base. What was monad base again? This is just monad text stuff. Okay, we just will implement this log message. Log message. We need log message. We need data. We need log code. And then we need I think it's just get. Did not. Why is it not just get? What was it? Oh, this is no, it's just get, yeah. Oh, so we have this, and then for the other ones, I think we just always need to update this. Log message. Log. Nice. Next. Log message. What is this? Logger env. Oh. Right, then we have this local data. then we have I will copy this over, so I have it here to look at. There's a crevice in my hand that's slightly painful, but probably just a symptom of old age. All right, I have it here. Local data. In a GHC, I don't need to do this sort of thing a lot, but I absolutely get why people use lenses. Absolutely to get it. E prime. What? Did I get the type of local data wrong? Oh, right. So this is a more of a with data operation, the local data. Okay. And we might want to get more again later. Put more into the state later. I think this should be right. And then we just have the same pattern. For local domain. And also for I mean, max level might work different. And what is the max level even? What does the current maximum log level even mean? I guess this means you can't log an error if an operation is not important or something like this. No. This is not slow. Right. Does this seem right? What is this? What is wrong here? So we have key. Oh, this should be not a list. Oh, but for local data, it should be a list. Right. So this needs to be append. And let's, and then we can say what was the syntax here again? Was it this? Oh, where was the canonical definition side for monad.io? No. That work? Yeah. And then we have, right. The shadowing warnings. I'm never sure if it's worth having shadowing warnings on. Especially for like import shadowings. I know there's like a proposal about this. Because it's really annoying to have like not be able to use log without it generating a warning. You really want to avoid, right? What every one of us has done is you have like let x is foo, and then you have some code, and then you have let x is y, and then you didn't realize you overwrote the one x with the other x, right? But I think this is fine, like this. Using log, like there's not really a risk of confusion here, I think. Oh, Ricardo, hello. Um, well, I mean, I'm just trying to have, there was this like, I just want to be able to use like log info and stuff, right? Without always having to do like lift and things like that, or log IO and pass all the other things. So my goal is what I usually like. I like to, well, I mean, I'm a big fan of having like one monad to rule them all, right? And then I just have my own functions and it just implements all the instances without lifting. But I mean, yeah, I understand why other people think differently. I guess if you were to use it differently, how would you use it? I guess you would always have like lift log or something and that it would somehow lift it to the top, right? I mean, yeah, that's also an option to just have the effects different. So what's your opinion on vibe coding, Hekate? I don't think I've seen you make statements yet, but maybe I just forgot because my brain is a sieve. The one of the kinds with infinite many holes. Um, no, I mean, I think everyone has their strengths. Like this, what I'm doing right now, this is not my strength, right? My strength is looking at some compiler intermediate AST and having my brain work through that and saying, oh, here this pointer should be this other pointer, and I guess the register assembler, register allocator messed up. But like calling processes and dealing with monad stacks and things like that, this is really not something I do often or I'm particularly good at. All right. So, like, oh yeah, sure. Anytime, anytime. But I mean, I'm not getting paid for this currently. Maybe I should be. I don't know. Maybe I should make this a work project. But my goal is to have. Let's see. So here's my goal. Let's see. As Simon would say, the big goal, right? What is the big goal? The big goal. We want to be able to track actions in the right. So this is my big goal, right? I want to be able to do performance testing and using NoFib, right? So you can do NoFib run and things like that, and that's okay. And what do you need to do? I mean, I have this to do on the screen, right? Well, you can build a GHC, but I don't have the patience nor the budget to host a service that builds every GHC commit, right? And then so we make an engineering trade-off from big goal. Yeah, so the big node, yeah, yes, this is not supposed to be in the test suite, right? And maybe I can integrate this down the line, right? but this is currently not supposed to be in the test suite. Because, well, I guess you could run it through nightly and whatnot, and we should do this at some point as well. But that's a different problem, so to speak. Maybe so if I set this up right and like it works well enough and all that, maybe I will rework it down the line so that it's a scheduled job, like kind of nightly on GHC, maybe once a week, or I don't know, maybe once a day, but not at midnight, so we don't conflict with where we already don't have much performance. But okay, so we can't do big goal build every GHC commit. I think, well, we could maybe, right? But this is currently not the goal. The goal is for me to have a service run on some remote box that is like low power dish, but strong enough that it can run NoFib. NoFib takes, I don't know, 5 minutes or so to run, especially if you do instruction counting. So we fetch pre-built GHCs from CI, right? Use those instead of whirlwind. And maybe I will add building of GHC myself, but I tried this initially and it's a kind of worms, and mostly it's like testing is a huge pain because if you get it wrong, right, you have to rerun the whole build and that takes forever. Right. So this is like number one. We have two trade-offs here actually. Number one. And and then we have another trade-off. While we care about time, we will measure means and no people already supports this number two. So this is yeah, those are the two goals. All right. And then in terms of presentation, I'm not sure yet. Like maybe I will just try to pipe it in a Grafana or something and like have a Grafana instance run on the box. Maybe I will do something else. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I will just have like a spreadsheet, an HTML table where it's like table row, ed, old school. What was this web page? There was this web page. The perfect web page or something like this. The perfect website, yeah. Do you know this? Oh, that's the wrong link. Oh yeah, this is basically the same idea, right? Yeah. I guess this one is black, but yeah. Yeah. Uh, I mean, Google will probably punish you today if you don't have at least 1 megabyte of JavaScript, so they can put trackers in there. I don't know. A 40-pound jQuery file, yeah. Polyfill, those were times. I remember Polyfill. I mean, I was never a web dev, but Polyfill was so bad that even I have heard of it. Right, but I got sidetracked quite heavily here. Right. So, what do we get back here? Exception handling is for the week. We just crash if we get exceptions, as God intended. Let's see if this works. Right, is this not? Oh, right. I actually tried. Well, I mean, I got pretty far with like doing a vibe code heavy approach to this whole thing. But then I came back to the project after like a month and I remembered zero what I had done. And so I was like, I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm still sometimes using AI things. I'm not. Well, I mean, I don't like it, but it's useful and so I use it. But yeah, you just forget so much. And if I actually want to maintain this, then I feel like I actually need to know what the code base does. So. How do you are a log base expert. How do you in log base? How do you actually get the initial logger env, right? Is there like do I just unsave curse and tuple? I'm joking. Okay. No. No, I want to initialize it, right? So basically what I want to do is, where do I have this? Types. I shouldn't have made the font so small. Right, so I need to initialize this logger env somehow, and I guess I just hard code it, but it feels like there should be a default. Does it have like a default instance or something? Maybe not. I guess I need to give it a logger, which is fair, but otherwise. Also confused that it doesn't have a local component field. That seems like an oversight, the instance. Oh. Okay. logger default log level. Run log. What does run log do? But it still does already expect, right? Right, and this just initialize it as it like this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Then the other thing was, yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I had feared. App init app state. What do we want to put in? I guess we don't really put anything in. Maybe we will surely do this later. So we'll type it like this. Oh, we do need to make a logger. So logger is, we will make up a logger later, and then we'll logger and that is logger component. Main. It's also confusing that LE data takes a local data takes a list, but local domain takes a single text. Yeah, I might check it out if I have more questions. Right, so kind of odd that there's only 3 log levels, I feel like. Like I'm very used to there being like 5, where you have like debug, info, normal, warning, error. I have to briefly let my dog outside. I might have to cut this short. It seems we have an ant invasion going on in the kitchen, which is not how I imagined I would end this, but I have to take care of that. All right. But thanks for stepping by. And if you ever really want to, like, just shoot me a message if you're curious. I will probably make a post or something once it's actually up and running. I feel like I've been getting along pretty well, but I only work like a few hours a week on it. All right, bye bye.